You know, with the sheer amount of stress we deal with daily, sometimes you just want to disappear to a tropical island and forget about everything. And no, I'm not talking about setting up a home office on that deserted island in Animal Crossing. We're talking real-life paradise here. So grab a Mai Tai, sit back, and join me as we explore the top 10 Hawaiian islands you absolutely must visit. From personal anecdotes, some slightly embarrassing I'll admit, to fun facts that'll make you the most interesting person at your next luau, consider this your ultimate Hawaiian guide. First up, we're tackling the Big Island, also known as Hawaii. Now, I'm not one for adrenaline-pumping activities, but I was persuaded, read peer pressured, to hike near an active volcano. Let me tell you, seeing molten lava up close is an experience. It's like staring into a giant bowl of fiery tomato soup, except this soup could engulf your entire being. Let's just say I emerged from that experience slightly singed, and with a newfound appreciation for the phrase fight or flight. Hawaii is an island of dramatic contrasts, from volcanic landscapes to lush rainforests and yes, even black sand beaches. It's basically the David Attenborough documentary of islands, except you can get a decent Mai Tai. Next, we set sail for Maui, an island so beautiful it makes you question the existence of other places. Seriously, it's like Earth is showing off. Maui is where the wind whispers sweet nothings in your ear while simultaneously trying to rip your surfboard out of your hands. Don't worry, I'm not brave enough to windsurf. I leave that to the professionals, the daredevils, the people who enjoy being catapulted into the ocean by a giant gust of wind. Maui is also a prime spot for whale watching, which, let's be honest, is just nature's way of saying, look at these majestic creatures I can create, and you call yourself the dominant species? And then there's Oahu, the gathering place, which is Hawaiian for place where everyone and their mother's cousin's dentist comes to visit. But let's be honest, you're not just here for the crowds, you're here for the food. And no, I'm not talking about the questionable delights of spam musubi, though I'm sure it has its fans. I'm talking about the poke, the laulau, the kalua pig. Food so good it'll make you want to learn how to pronounce humu humu nukunu kwapua without sounding like you're having a stroke. Seriously, it's a fish, look it up. Next up, Kauai, the oldest of the main islands, and let me tell you, it's got the wrinkles to prove it. But don't let that fool you. This island is a knockout. We're talking lush rainforests, dramatic cliffs, and canyons so breathtaking, you'll swear you've stepped onto the set of Jurassic Park. Thankfully, the dinosaurs here are far less bitey and significantly less likely to try and harvest your DNA. Probably, can't guarantee anything in this economy. Molokai, the friendly isle, is where you go to escape the hordes of tourists and perfect your pasty white tan lines in peace. We're talking pristine beaches stretching for days with nary a resort in sight. It's the perfect place to reconnect with nature, contemplate the meaning of life, and maybe, just maybe, work up the courage to wear that banana hammock you bought on a whim. Just do us all a favor and apply sunscreen liberally, alright? Nobody wants to see that. And then there's Lanai, an island so synonymous with pineapples it might as well be called Dole Fineland. Look, I'm not saying the pineapple connection isn't warranted, it's literally owned by the Dole Company, but Lanai is also a fantastic spot for, say, hiking. One time I went on this trail, convinced it would be a breeze. Let's just say I ended up looking less like an intrepid explorer and more like a sweaty tomato with a fanny pack. Still, breathtaking views, highly recommended. Just maybe pack some extra water, yeah? Next up is Niihau, often called the Forbidden Island, because, well, it's mostly off-limits to visitors. Owned by the Robinson family since 1864, it's like their own private Idaho, except with more Hawaiian shirts and way fewer potatoes. Now, I haven't personally been to Niihau for, let's say, but I hear the nightlife is truly something special. Specifically, the most thrilling thing you can do after sunset is count sheep. Lots and lots of sheep. Now Kahoolawe is a bit of a tragic figure in the Hawaiian archipelago. See, after serving as a bombing range for the US Navy for decades, it's now primarily a place for cultural preservation and restoration. So, while you won't find any luau's with tiny umbrellas in your drinks here, you might stumble upon some traditional ceremonies. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear the faint echoes of ukulele music battling for dominance against the phantom booms of past detonations. It's poignant. And now, for those of you who find the mere thought of a Mai Tai stressful, might I interest you in Papahana Mokuakia? Now before you pull a hamstring trying to pronounce it, just know this. It's basically a giant marine sanctuary, like bigger than all the national parks in the US combined. You won't find any swim-up bars here, folks, just endless blue horizons, pristine coral reefs, and enough peace and quiet to make a monastery look like a rave, which, let's be honest, for some of us is a true vacation. Finally, we arrive at Niihau, an island so exclusive it makes Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop retreats look like a public park picnic. Owned by the same family for over 150 years. Good luck getting a reservation unless you're tight with the Robinson family. But hey, if you do manage to score an invite, please tell them the guy who writes jokes about Hawaiian islands for a living says Aloha. Seriously though, they probably have incredible Wi-Fi, right? And there you have it, your whirlwind tour of 10 Hawaiian islands that are about as diverse as a box of chocolates, that also contains spam musubi. From active volcanoes to secluded beaches, from bustling cityscapes to, well, more secluded beaches, Hawaii truly has something for everyone. So tell us in the comments which island stole your heart, or at least your vacation days. And remember, if you ever feel lost in life, just remember, at least you're not lost in the Pacific trying to pronounce Papahana Mokuakia. Right, gotta go. Kayak says flights to Honolulu are only $420 right now.